correct every single time. All right. So I would say that, as far as people pleasers are concerned, get them out of your circle. All these people hyping you up on Instagram, telling you the bathing suit fit, all of the dudes that got yes men in their circle because they know you bring the pretty girls around and all of that, they're not good for you.
Like, women will know that they need to sit there and be like, you know what? It's not him that's toxic in a relationship. It's you. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna sit there and say, "Wow, for real? That's crazy." And they're not going to tell the truth. Meanwhile, they're the ones that's the problem in the relationship. They want the lies. They want the, yeah, girl, I feel you. They want the amens. They don't want the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more people telling the truth.
Yeah,
Sitting across from your
absolutely,
friend and telling
absolutely.
them the truth. Why would you, pacify bad behavior, whether it's on either end? You know what I
You know,
mean? And I don't think we have enough. I don't think people are bold enough to lose somebody from telling them the truth. If I
That's
gotta
what it is.
lose you because I told you the truth, then it is what it is.
yeah,
That's
but
what it is.
we're in a situation now where everybody is in the participation award era. So if you're not doing things that go along with their bad behavior, if you don't move like a monolith, even though you're an individual person, when you don't agree with them, you don't, anything you say in the adverse of it automatically is deemed as hate. You can criticize. It's like you going to Walmart and saying, you know what, y'all need to open some more of these lines, and they'll say, well, you just hate women. It's a victim mindset. You literally cannot say anything. The first thing that you say is, I don't like this song. Or when you voice your disagreements with something, it's you hate it. You're not able to admit things out loud because everybody wants the participation award. Or why did you think this way? Or what made you say that? And it's like, you're asking me to lie to myself so you can feel good. How does that
Mm-hmm.
help anybody? When you telling me I can be myself?
Mm-hmm. I think let me say something to what Casey was talking about, where you said women lie to each other. They do. And I think that's one of the reasons women don't keep friends very long, is because, even the Sweeney's point when he said that people love a good lie, sure, but it's temporary. It wears off. So people pleasing is very dangerous. Most of the problems we have in society today are because of people pleasing. It's dangerous because that person that is trying to people please, they actually lose themselves because they stand on nothing. They're malleable. Their mind changes with the wind. All right. They're very conflict avoidant. So even when they need to tell you something that may save your life, if it doesn't sound good, they will avoid conflict with you rather than giving you pertinent information that would be helpful for you and might even keep you out of danger. That's very dangerous for people to be doing that. But the one reason I would encourage people to tell the truth anyway and not be conflict avoidant, because when I got in this YouTube space, I said I'm going against everybody and I don't give a fuck what nobody think. I
What?
say anything I feel like. And the one thing I can tell you that just warms my heart is that you may not agree, but you got Trigger Mike at the end of the day. That is how I actually feel about what the hell I said. I don't care if it was about dudes. I don't care if it was about women. That's the way I freaking feel about it. All right. And why that is important is because the people that you will actually look toward as you mature that told you the truth, they have never lacked authenticity. So you can lie to people, but you're going to damage your credibility and you will not be viewed as authentic. That's why you let those people fall off. That's why when they still trying to talk in your ear after years, you're like, girl, you go ahead, man, because you didn't say some. You're not really authentic. Now you're craving the truth from people who had the ability to tell it to you over and over again. I only rock with people that want to give me bad news. I can bring you a whole idea that I slaved over for a month. And if you tear it to pieces, but I know your credibility is intact, I will listen every time. And I will choose to listen to you over this person over here who just tells me my idea is 1000% correct every single time. All right. So I would say that, as far as people pleasers are concerned, get them out of your circle. All these people hyping you up on Instagram, telling you the bathing suit fit. All of the dudes that got yes men in their circle because they know you bring the pretty girls around and all of that. They're not good for you. All right, that's all I got.
All right. Let me get to Lady Di impression.
Yeah. So I don't, being a people pleaser is not. I don't think that. I think it's just too safe. Like you don't know how to get out of your comfort zone to just correct somebody. Like if you are uncomfortable, then let somebody know you're uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable telling them that you're uncomfortable is weird. Like you want to make sure that you have your best life. And if your best life consists of you always saying yes to somebody because it makes them feel good, but what about you? It's not a selfish act. It's just, you want to make sure that you consider yourself as well. And if you don't consider yourself, then you're doing yourself not a favor. You're just doing stuff for somebody else, which is not living. You want to make sure that you're living for you and then consider people around you at the same time.
I think being a people pleaser is more of a tool than I think it is a personality trait. Because a person that wants to people please tends to know when to lie, when to tell the truth, tell you what you want to hear versus telling you what you don't want to hear. I think it's more of a tool that people tend to use, and I think a lot of people fall victim to it. But that's part of the game that they like to play. I'm gonna tell you what you like to hear just so I can get whatever I need to get out of you. Or what I mean? I don't think it's more conflict avoidance. I think there are areas where what I mean it can be considered conflict avoidance, but I think a lot of people who are people pleasers in the sense that she's trying to make it to be, or what she's defining it as, is more of a tool than it is a personality trait.
That's more like manipulation, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
I was going to say that because somebody said Derek Jackson, and that's the perfect example. Yeah. Because when people ask me what route I was going to take on this YouTube, Instagram thing, and I will never pander to women because I think women are the worst fans to have, actually. Male fans don't really switch up on you. Things. Women are the worst fans to have because I knew what happened to him was going to happen. You make one mistake because you're manipulating. He doesn't really believe what he's saying, right?
Even a little bit.
Yeah, he pandering. He's literally just being a people pleaser, and he did one thing, and what did it do? It damaged his authenticity. It damaged his credibility. Now he has to keep telling more lies to keep those fans that he got. So,
yeah, it's definitely manipulation. And like Sweeney was saying, it's almost like they know when to do certain things. They know when to say certain things. They know how to say certain things and put a LOL at the end. So it don't seem like they, really going in on you, but they want to make it a joke because they don't want to be direct. People pleasers they stretch themselves thin. Somebody else said that they stretch themselves thin and then they have nobody to blame in the end but themselves. A lot of people pleasers are like secretly depressed, I feel like. Some of them. They have like I
do think that they seek a lot of validation through other people. Like that's how they get their thing. That's how.
But it's like they're never good enough. They never really feel, good enough. That's just in my opinion. People pleasers
off of it like it's a parasite, but it's that's why they always put themselves in. To a degree, I think they're a little bit of sociopathic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I don't even know if it's really that. I think it's one of those high risk, high reward type deals where it's a setup that they have that's just built on the house of cards, and either those cards gonna fall from underneath them or it's gonna stay until and they're able to stay and rest in those lies that they tell. Because you're right, I think they do spread themselves thin. If you keep lying and lying to everybody, you're gonna have to keep coming up with new lies. But it can be very rewarding for a very long time because let's keep it real. Like we said, just using Derek Jackson, he made a lot of money lying to people, and then it blew up in his face. So it was very high risk, high reward, and you know what I mean. But the only time can tell whether. And honestly, we're starting to show that he's able to bounce back from it. Now he's talking about following God and. He trying to get a whole church behind him to follow the same bullshit he's been saying.
That's a whole nother hustle.
It's a
People
whole.
that's
That's
the
a
thing
hustle.
about
They know,
it's
they
all
know how
about
to.
they gonna
lies.
buy it, bro. They gonna buy it.
They know
Oh,
how to
gotta-
wiggle
with
in and out.
lies.
When one house
Lies,
of
you
cards
gotta
fall,
keep
they just
going.
follow to another one. They just go into
That's
another
the
and build
problem.
another house.
Once you start lying, you have to keep it going. And the main thing about people pleasing, especially when you're telling people things, we have to
They
realize
have their
that it's
own agenda.
deception. It is deception,
Mhm.
and it should be treated as such. So it's going to be detrimental to at least the party that you're telling that to, if not yourself included. Because if you need to tell this person, like, let's just say you got your significant other, you're like, hey, you getting a little chubby over there. Like, you should tell people, because if they don't know, if they thinking they cool and they thinking you cool with it, then there is no reason to change. If you don't like the way your partner handles their money, then you should definitely articulate that, because it's going to be detrimental to both parties. You can't just say, oh, no, we could go ahead and get that. Oh, you want another vacation? Yeah, we got it. If you don't have it, then you need to tell them, because otherwise you're going to go broke trying to play a certain way just to please people.
As a matter of fact,